if you have been trying everything, okay, to get a particular result, a particular outcome, it doesn't matter in which aspect of your life, and you have still not got the result or the outcome, and you feel like nothing works for me, or this system does not work for me, or that does not work for me, hear this out. So you are not able to get any kind of result that you have been continuously working towards, might be because of these reasons. And these 5 are the most common thing that you will find across different segments. Let's say wherever you are trying to implement something, you're not getting the results, remember these points. The first one is whatever you are trying to achieve, you have been working towards that for years, months, days, does not matter. Your why factor is not strong enough behind why you are trying to do that. Every time when you try to do something, if certain roadblock or challenge comes up, you just simply give up, and you get distracted, or something happens which makes you stop doing it, makes you move on that path. And it is because majority of the time you will see that your why, your purpose behind what you are doing, your intent behind what you are doing is not strong enough. And maybe more than it becoming stronger, it is more about you do not have clarity. Why do you want to do it? Okay, so have that clarity. The first and foremost aspect is have that clarity of why do you want to do that. Okay, the second one is you do not have a plan. So now let's say you want to achieve something, you want to get something done, an outcome, a result. However small or big it is, you can actually have a plan for it, right? So if you do not have a plan, it's like if you're traveling from here to a place. So let's say if you're traveling from Mumbai to Delhi, even the slightest of the plan would be either you go via road, via train, via flight. That plan needs to be there. And if whatever medium you choose, the next step is getting the right kind of vehicle or the ticket for that matter, right? So these all falls under the planning that you are doing. So similarly, whatever you are trying to achieve, you are just doing it randomly. You are just all over the place, and you just started it off maybe out of your want or desire or the need, which is fine. You have started it. But ask yourself, do you actually have a proper practical plan for that? Okay, and the next step is, now if you have a plan, you are not executing it properly. So what do I mean by that? Now people start implementing the plan at the beginning. After that, over a period of time, they just simply give up. They just fall off the track, and there is no one to hold them accountable, or they themselves don't hold themselves accountable. So what happens is the plan is there, you know what you need to execute, but it is not getting executed by you. And when I say executing something, remember that every day it is not going to be 100%. So what does consistency mean? Consistency means every single day it is not going to be 100%. Sometimes it is going to be 10%, sometimes 50, sometimes just 25, sometimes 70, sometimes 100, and sometimes even 1%. It's like the signal of the heartbeat. So that is consistency. That means your heart is consistently beating, right? So similarly, if you have a plan that you need to execute it consistently. You need to hold yourself accountable if you really want to achieve that outcome. Okay? And next aspect, most of the time, people actually just focus on the consequence. What do I mean by that? Now, whatever you are doing, that is in your control, but the consequence of whatever you are doing is not under your control. Understand this. Whatever the consequences, it will as it is happen. It does not matter whether it is good, bad, right, wrong, as per your expectation or not. No, because that is not in your control. So what happens is majority of the time, people spend too much of their time in overthinking, analyzing, feeling anxious about, if I do this or if I don't do this, if this does not happen right, what the consequence will be. And that hampers the process that you are actually trying to execute. Okay, so when you just focus on the consequence without focusing on the process, how would you even achieve that consequence? Or how would you even achieve that result? So focus on the process, focus on your steps that you need to take first, because later on that result will as it is come, right? So it's like very simple. You're planting a seed, you are nurturing the soil, the manure and everything. You are doing whatever is needed to be done in the soil bed, and the flower will automatically bloom. So you are not doing any cutting, threading or anything with the flower, right? So all you are doing is in the root. So focus on that. The final thing is, this is like, it just happens unconsciously to many people, but if you can be very conscious about it, that would be amazing. It can be a game changer for you. And that is, if you are going through a process to achieve your result, let's say you are executing your plan and some things are not turning out, you get into a mode of blaming everybody else. Okay? So it's like, he did not do this, she did not do this, because of this weather, because of the policy, because of the government, because of that situation, this situation, and this and that, and so many stuffs. Like, it's, everyone is responsible for your failure, sort of thing. Okay, that goes on in your mind. If you look at it from a neutral point of view, yes, there always will be external circumstances which is always under your, beyond your control. You can't do anything about it. But if you really have to take charge, take control of what you can truly control, is yourself. So I won't say you focus the blame on yourself. No, I would say take the responsibility of something that is happening and something that is not happening. So when you take that responsibility, when you show that maturity, that acceptance, that okay, this worked, this was my responsibility. This did not work, this was also my responsibility. Responsibility. You have the ability to respond in a particular manner, in a sane manner, okay, in a mature manner. So when you start doing that, you will see that you have not just shifted from the victim mindset and the blame game mindset towards others, but yourself as well. So what is going to happen? You will remove all the unnecessary chatter, the negativities and everything, and you will only focus on what is needed to be done. It's as simple as that. You just do what's needed to be done, because that is what is going to give you the result. So the 5 things, right? What are the things that is not letting you, or what are the things, if you take care, that will help you get the result are: 1, focus on your why. What is the clarity? Why do you want to achieve this particular result? Okay, what is the reason behind it? Okay, the next one is have a proper plan. Even if it is a tiny little thing, have a plan. And when you're, making the plan, ensure you do it on a piece of paper and a pen or a digital medium, does not matter, but not in your head. Okay, write it down. The next aspect is executing that plan, holding yourself accountable. Okay, the next aspect is focusing on the process, the steps that you actually practically need to take, instead of just overthinking about, oh, what if the result happens, this, that, etc. So just focus on the process, do your needful that you need to do. And finally, stop blaming every person out there, every situation out there, everything around you, and change your approach. Okay, make a shift in your approach and start taking responsibility in yourself. When you start taking responsibility, you will see that you are actually in control way more than you can actually imagine. And the way you start making decisions will also shift. Okay, so try these things out, because majority of the time everybody knows these aspects, right? But what happens is, when you are in the situation, you just forget everything, and unconsciously you just start doing things that you don't even know that you are doing. So next time, if you are working on something towards getting a particular outcome or a result and you are still not getting it, remember these 5 points. Do implement it and let me know. And if you have still not read my book, which is 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game, which is this book, it is available on Amazon. Go and read it, because here are certain practical steps that I have written which you can actually implement and actually come out from the phase of, total uncertainty, your guilt, your blame game and everything, and you can actually turn around your life. So see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.